On 1st October 2024, Gilbert Oh Hin Kwan, a Director General at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, appeared in Singapore's High Court to appeal against a one-week jail sentence for providing false information to the ministry. According to a report by Channel News Asia, Oh had admitted earlier this year to lying about the contents of a diplomatic bag used to transport luxury watches from China. The appeal focuses on an alleged plea agreement. Oh's legal team, led by senior counsel Tan Chi Meng from Wong Partnership, argues that the prosecution initially agreed to seek a fine rather than imprisonment if Oh pleaded guilty. This purported agreement was questioned during the hearing, as Mr. Tan accused the prosecution of changing its stance by now supporting the one-week jail sentence. The case stems from an incident in January 2023, when Oh arranged for a colleague based at the Singapore Embassy in Beijing to transport luxury watches and other items as a favor for a friend. While the diplomatic bag service was intended for official government use, Oh attempted to misuse it to avoid scrutiny. When the service was suspended, his colleague unwittingly transported the items in personal luggage, which was later intercepted at Changi Airport. Investigations by the police and MFA revealed that Oh had falsely claimed the watches belonged to his father. He subsequently pleaded guilty in April 2024 to giving false information to a public servant, an offense punishable by up to 2 years in prison, a fine, or both. Both the defense and prosecution initially suggested a fine. Oh's previous lawyer, Mr. Shashi Nathan, sought a fine below 5,000 Singapore dollars, while the prosecution recommended a range between 6,000 Singapore dollars and 9,000 Singapore dollars. However, District Judge Sharmila Sripathi Shahnaz imposed a one-week jail term, highlighting the severity of Oh's actions. She noted that his role as a high-ranking public servant exacerbated the potential harm to public trust in the MFA, particularly since his actions could have disrupted the ministry's internal investigations. Oh's current defense team argues that the sentence is excessive and maintains that there was an agreement for a fine. Mr. Tan questioned the prosecution's change of position, describing it as a 180-degree turn, and argued that the district judge's decision was based on a misinterpretation of the facts. Deputy Public Prosecutor Tan Pei Wei, however, disputed the claim that there was any binding plea agreement. While the prosecution initially sought a fine, Ms. Tan emphasized that it was within their right to defend the judge's ruling. She also stated that further correspondence between the parties needed to be examined, which could shed light on the terms of the plea discussions. Justice Deda Singh Gill, who presided over the appeal, noted that while the prosecution's recommendations carry weight, sentencing decisions ultimately rest with the court. The case has been adjourned to allow both sides to present further evidence, including additional letters referenced by the defense. Oh, who appeared somber during the proceedings, remains out on bail pending the appeal's resolution. His offer to resign from the MFA has not been processed due to the ongoing case. According to CNA, the case highlights the potential ramifications of misusing diplomatic privileges, which are typically shielded from scrutiny. The ruling on Oh's appeal will not only decide his fate, but may also set a precedent for future cases involving public servants and breaches of diplomatic protocol.